Hello everyone, this is Emily from Planned and Planted back with another YouTube video today. I thought today today and this week I would show you guys how I fill in the vertical weekly pages on my B6 Common Planner. This is a B6 Common Planner from Sterling Ink. This is what the pages look like when they're filled in, but I just kind of wanted to walk you guys through how I fill this in throughout the week so that you can see some of the decisions I'm making and why. So today is Sunday, it's Sunday evening, and that is usually when I do my planning for the week. So these weekly pages, I basically use it to record a rough outline of what I did for that day. So anyway, let's get started. The first thing I do is pick like a color palette and a theme for the week. I kind of decided already that I'm going to be using this Sunflower monthly kit from Archer and Olive. I just got this in the mail not too long ago, and I love sunflowers. I grew up in Kansas, so I'm a big sunflower girly. These stickers didn't come with it. I just found them recently, and I thought I would put them in here. So now I'm going to pick some matching colors. I just kind of grabbed some pens that look like they're going to fit the color palette. I'm going to use these two green ones. These are my Rytec brush pens. Yellow mild liner. I have this 026 Tombow dual brush pen that I just got, but I must have gotten it wet or something because it got really like gross and sludgy and it ruined the color. So I'm really sad about that because it's a really beautiful golden yellow color. But I do have this other one that's still pretty good. And then, let's see. I do have a swatch book with some of my pens that I use frequently. Let's see the Tombow one. Yeah, you can see where my other Tombow started. That's what it originally looks like, and then it got really brown, so I'm not going to use that. But the 993 is still a nice, pretty golden color. And then 177, I think, is this one. And then I have one that I've used so much I've rubbed the color, the number off. Oh, what's this one? Oh, this 228? Yeah, I like that one too. And then the IDK one is the one that, yeah, it doesn't have a number or anything. Yeah, so I like those. And then let's see, I got these, have Zebra Sarasa clip pens. I've got a yellow one. I'm not sure if lime green, if I really like the lime green, but maybe this like darker green color will work. We'll set it out, and if I don't like it, I'll just put it away. That's so fine. I don't need any more, but I like to have options. These are Papermate Flare felt tips. See, like that's a really pretty yellow. So I'm gonna grab those two. Oh, also, I want like a brown color as well. So this like 992 is a really pretty like taupe, tan color. Looks like I have a Rytec brush one too. Okay, so that's plenty to work with for now. So, and then I also, God, I have so many stickers. I also have these like sunflowery ones too, so I'll go ahead and pull those out. I think I'm just gonna start with the decorative parts first. So, these washi. This one has kind of like a light blue color. I also use this for my glimmer page for this month. So I actually think I'm going to use one of the other washi tapes I have. I haven't actually used this one yet, so I think I'm going to use that one. Although that one is nice and thick. You know what? I changed my mind. I am going to use this one because it's really thick, and I kind of want to like rip it in half and put the other half at the top. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So put that there. And then we'll start with this side. I'm just kind of going to pull up this top part. You know, I'm going to shut up. I don't need to talk through all of this. And it's okay. I need to turn this to the side so I can see it better. Okay, that's better. It's not perfect, but yeah, I don't really care. And This side. There's not a lot of green in this naturally, so I'm gonna go ahead and take this like plaid green washi that I have and just add a little bit right there, because I do love a layered washi. Okay, let's see if I have space for anything that's in here. This has some little like, I'm not gonna have any space for that in this page, but maybe in the daily pages. These are all kind of big, but I think I'm gonna put this one right up here because I just don't really reference this a whole lot for this notebook. And then I need to remember to use those. I think I'm gonna use this like gold. I could be golden. Gold, right there. Oh, from the right there. No, I don't like it right there. Maybe right here where they meet. Honestly, that doesn't really stick out very well. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want that there. So that's fine. There's these little numbers. Thinking about if I want to put those there. I don't think so, because when I put them on a random, you know, I need to shut up. I'm yapping. Good Lord. I'm gonna take some of these little tiny itty bitty ones and just kind of sprinkle them throughout as well, because those are cute. That feels like enough for them. Okay, now I'm gonna add my little weekly, my currently sidebar. So I'm gonna use my Tombow Fudenosuke to write that in. This one's kind of losing ink, so it's a little streaky, but sometimes that's cool. I'm debating between the yellow and brown or this lighter green color and a brown, because I don't want all three. That usually feels busy. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the yellow and brown because I already have the green washi, and the yellow pens don't really show up a whole super well during here, so I think I won't have as much yellow. So I use 3 and then that. 2, 3. Do one more. Do I actually like? No, I don't like the brown. I'm gonna do green, yellow, and green. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, this is Pentel Energel Clena 0.4. This is like my go-to black pen for just regular writing. So I'm gonna write in my sidebar stuff, which is usually reading, watching, listening, eating, playing, and loving. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my washi paper tiny icons from the Coffee Monsters Co. And some tweezers, because these are pretty tiny. And then I'm gonna add the icons here. The last thing I do to set this up is I refer back to my actual planner. So I just got this Wonderland 222 notebook for 2025 that was on sale. So I've been working in that for literally 2 days. That's why it looks empty. So I've already kind of filled in from my monthly page, like what kind of things I have going on. So I'm just gonna kind of refer back to it and then fill in what like actual event things I have going, which is not a whole lot yet this month. So the day that my daughter's gonna be at the sitter, I usually just make like a little sidebar right here. That way, because I do other stuff obviously while she's not here, but I like to know like, hey, this is your free, let me turn it this way, morning. So I can plan accordingly. And then, okay, I had to take a break there for a second. I'm a little out of breath because I love these sticky note tape things, sticky notes from the Coffee Monsters Co. And they fell behind my desk, and so I just spent like 3 minutes trying to get them out because I need to use them for this. Okay, because the other thing that I have planned out for this week is a hike with some other families. So usually if something's gonna take a little bit of time, I use one of these tapes or sticky notes, and I don't know exactly how long this is gonna take, but you know, if it doesn't take this long, I can always take this off if I need to, or just move it or whatever. So there's a few other things that I'm just gonna write down that we tentatively might go to, but it can also change. So I just kind of like to fill it in, just so that I can kind of plan for it or plan around it. I might go to this on Wednesday. It's a yoga class. Yeah, that's all I do. All I do. It's already been like 10 minutes of this probably already. So that's all I do to set it up at the beginning of the week. And then tomorrow evening or afternoon sometime, I'll go back and fill in what happened. It's now Monday evening, and I'm gonna go ahead and start filling some of this out for Monday. There wasn't anything too crazy that happened today. My daughter did wake up a little bit early, like right after my alarm went off when I was trying to have some free time. So I think I'm going to use some stickers to just show that I was like tired, a little bit tired this morning. And it's just kind of jarring to wake up and immediately be at the whim of a tiny human. So I like to try to get up a little bit early and have some free time, but it obviously doesn't always work. So some of these are the same. I know one of these has like the mom life sticker. I wasn't quite that tired, so I'm going to save that one. But I did wake up early, so it wasn't even really early, just I didn't really have my like chill time. All my yellow and green markers I went ahead and put in this tin so that I don't have to like keep putting them away and finding them throughout the week. So I'm actually going to use this Zebra Sarasa clip pen, this 0.5. It's this really pretty, I think this is a vintage color pack. It's a really pretty like dark green color. So I'm going to put that, gave her breakfast. And then we dropped my husband off a little bit late this morning. And then I didn't end up going to that workout class this morning, partially because she woke up early. I just kind of threw the schedule off. We went to a Gymboree class for her instead. So let's see, I think I'm going to use this Tech green color to put that. It's around 9. So I'm glad that I penciled that in, because both Gymboree and the workout class that I go to, Slam, are kind of like, I can kind of go whenever, like whatever days work for us, so it's pretty flexible. And really that period of time I was kind of just, we were getting ready to leave, and I was actually talking to one of my friends on the phone, so I'm going to put like chat with Mason. All right, and then we just kind of played and hung out around the house afterward. This yellow isn't showing up super well, but the second coat it does. And then it was time for her lunch. She had a little bit of an early lunch since our whole schedule was kind of shifted up because of her early wake. This all might sound kind of boring to you guys, and honestly I don't have a super exciting week like expected this week, but I still like to kind of keep track of what happens just because I like to, and I don't know, I like to. So let's see, she went down for her nap after that, and I mostly just journaled during her nap, so I'm just gonna kind of, it's about 11:30 to 1. I think I'm gonna use this Tombow Dual Brush and just put, I usually try to chill a little bit during her nap and then try to do some chores around the house and all that once she's awake, so she can help me, or I don't know, it just works better for us. And then when she woke up, we had to run a little errand. Let's see, I'm gonna use just the plain green one again. To the NEX, which is kind of just like a Walmart for the military. Then we went to pick up my husband. And then after we got back, we had a little, actually, I'm going to write down that we had a little snack together on the couch. And we've been watching some old 90s shows, like 90s and early 2000s shows, while she has her afternoon snack, because otherwise she'll just run around the house while she eats, which is not safe, and also get crumbs everywhere. So we put on like 15 to 20 minutes of, like, we've been watching Oswaldo from Nick Jr., and we've been watching Rugrats, some of the old Toy Story movies. It's been really fun to watch them with her. And then I took a little nap while my husband hung out with her for a little bit. Let's see, I think I'm going to use one of my PlannerMonkeyCo nap stickers. I'm almost out of these. Always Tired, Beauty Sleep. I'm just going to put the Beauty Sleep one here. And then I'm just going to, I don't really love how that looks, but I actually hate it even more now that I added that part. So I'm going to take my white Uniball Signo Gel pen and just cover that part up, because it looks really weird. And now it looks less weird. Okay. then it was time. We did an early dinner. We just had some leftovers. So I'm not really gonna mark what all we had because it's the same stuff we were having last week or last weekend. And then we like to go take her for a little outside meandering after dinner once it's cooled off a bit, because she literally just likes to walk around and pick up sticks and pick up kukui nuts and bean pods and stuff like that. Like, she doesn't really want to go to the park or anything, so we like to give her some outside time. And that was time for her bedtime. And then I started filming this. So that's pretty much all we did for today. I did want to add that I'm reading Good Dirt right now, so I can go ahead and put that there. And there's not really anything else that's sticking out to me that I want to list for here right now. So yeah, that's all for today. Forgot one thing. We signed her up for a trial class for gymnastics. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that in here, and I want to use one of these sunflower stickers right here to put that in. Let's see. I think I'm gonna use just this like tiny yellow one is really pretty. Actually, we'll do the green one since I already have this like yellow orange sticker. It's kind of tiny, but that's okay. A lot of these sticker kits are, pretty much all of them are made for A5 size, not just Arch and Olive, but other ones. So since I have a B6 notebook right now, I always have to like cut them down a little bit, which is not that big of a deal, but it's a pretty significant reason why I am going back to an A5 size for my Common planner next year, because I do like to use sticker kits because they're cute. Wow, that really only takes up a half hour. Oh no, it takes up that full hour. I'm gonna use, this one's a little bit bolder. Hopefully it'll show up more better on that green color. Okay, that's it. Hello again. It is Tuesday afternoon, late afternoon. Let's see here. So I did want to add from yesterday evening after I filmed, I did some writing on the porch. I am trying to put out a Substack email this weekend, and so I've been trying to work on that. I have the link to my Substack page in the description if you would like to follow that. So I wanted to notate on here that I did some writing, and I have this cute little Pentel Energel Clena pen. Look, it's so cute. It matches, I mean, it doesn't exactly match because mine's pink right here. I don't know if you can see it, but these ones are from PaperBitsCo. But it's yellow, which kind of matches the theme, so I'm trying to decide if I want to put it right there or probably right here, just because that's kind of like, I'm right-handed, so that's where I write normally. I'm gonna use my yellow pen on the porch. We recently added some like little fairy lights out there, and I added a few more plants, so it's very cozy in the evening. And it's also a covered porch. It's screened in so that all the bugs don't get you, because Lord have mercy, these Hawaii mosquitoes and cockroaches and centipedes ain't it. And I did that till like 9:45, which was later than I wanted, but I made a lot of progress, so that's fine. Let's see. I did wake up around 6, and my daughter woke up around the same time, but my husband did take her for a little bit, so I was able to read and have my coffee for a little bit. So I'm just gonna put read, or coffee and read right here. And then took him to work. After that, once we got back, I usually try to save her breakfast till we are at the workout class, because she kind of will like keep herself entertained by eating the whole time, or most of it. But because she woke up early, I did want to go ahead and give her some food before that. I didn't want her to have to wait 3 hours to eat. So we're gonna put breakfast right there, and then the rest of the time we spent getting ready, and then we went to the workout class this morning. It was really hard. There was a lot of burpees, and it's outside, so like the weather is not too bad when you're in the shade, but it's like very humid. Yeah, I'm gonna use this little one where they have the water bottle, because we didn't really use that many weights today, but it was still quite the workout. So I'm gonna put that right here. Let's see, I haven't used a darker green color for like a bold part yet, so did that, and then we kind of hung out around there and walked a little bit after class, and then came back and had lunch. We were just kind of chilling around the house, playing during that time, so I'm just gonna leave it blank. Then she went down for a nap around 12. Only slept till about 1:15, which is a little bit shorter than usual. And during that time, let's see, I think I have a lighter green. I'm not sure if I like this. I need to do a little swatch down here. That green color feels a little bit brighter than what I'm wanting. I think I got this out just now and then didn't really. That's also kind of bright. And you know what? If I'm able to pull this up, I might just cover it. Ooh, gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Just cover up that swatch that I made. Now it's crooked. Okay. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I just need it to be darker, you know? And I don't really have a really dark green pen other than the Swarovski clip, so we're just gonna go back with that one. So I took a hot bath, and I also had some iced coffee. I did some reading. I caught up on a few Substack emails, and I also did some of my daily New York Times games. So I was just kind of relaxing in there after a morning of strenuous activity. Again, we were just kind of meandering around the house and playing, chilling for this chunk of time before I went to pick up my husband. And then when we got back, we FaceTimed or had a video chat with my mom. She should be under electronics. Most of the time when I'm video calling people, it's just on my phone, but with my mom, I do pull out the computer. So this is from Coffee Monsters Co., which is a cute little like video chat computer icon. So that was from about 2:40 to 3:40-ish. I'm gonna do the yellow again. Mom. And then my husband took my daughter to leave, and I'm filming this, so that's where we are for now. It is Wednesday evening, so let's update this. So I'm gonna put in here that I filmed, and then while they were gone, I went to the commissary to grab some stuff for dinner. I'm gonna say film and commissary because I really need to get dinner started, and then I did start dinner. I am gonna go ahead and put down what I made and what we had for dinner because I made a sushi bake from a recipe off TikTok, and I haven't made it before, but it was really good, really easy, and everybody in the house loved it, which is a huge win. like all three of those things, is amazing. So I definitely want to remember that and come back to it. Sushi bake. That's pretty good. We did go on another little evening walk. Use this. And it was time for bedtime. And then after my daughter was asleep, I did some journaling. I was working on my August recap for last month, and I was watching a show. So I'm just gonna put go back to this tan color. I haven't really used the tan color a whole lot, have I? I don't think I've used it at all. Ooh, I have a nice, since my Rytec pens are sitting here, I also have this nice tan color. There really isn't even that much tan on here, but I just feel like tan goes with sunflowers as well. There's kind of a basket, so I'm gonna put journal, and I was also watching a TV show. I watched the first few seasons of The Dragon Prince a few years ago, and when I was looking through Netflix, I saw that there's like a lot of seasons now, but I don't really remember what happened. So I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and restart this because, like, I'd like to have shows while I'm journaling where I don't have to fully pay attention. So I thought this would be good because I've already seen the first few seasons. I just need to remember what happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and note that because that's kind of a new show that I'm watching. And then since I am watching that, I'm gonna put that here. And I think that's it for right here. That's all I'm gonna add for the sidebar. And all I really did for that evening, I did read before bed, but I do that most evenings, so I don't really feel the need to add it to my spreads. So today I did not go to Slam while she was at the sitter. Still dropped both of them off, and then she had breakfast right before that. And while she was gone, I'm just gonna put like a list of what all I did. Yeah. So I planted the herb garden. I planted an herb garden in our little raised bed that we have. And I have a cute little like plant sticker back here. We'll just use this. This one's a little cute. He's a little cutie little guy. So I'm gonna put plant, herb, garden. Let's see, I don't really have room for him. You know, we're gonna make sure he has room. And then I had to go get soil, so that took a little bit longer than I was planning. And I think that really the only other thing I did was clean the fridge. I did take a shower as well, but it's not really that exciting. I'm looking back on here and I'm like, that really is not that much. But those are two huge things that I needed to cross off my list, and I did, so that's good. I picked her up and had some lunch. While she was napping, I did some reading, caught up with a friend, and did some journaling. She had kind of a long nap today, so I'm not sure what all I want to put there. I also was having my coffee, my coffee from the morning that I didn't really have because I just wasn't really sitting down much this morning. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put my little coffee sticker. This one. from PaperBitsCo. Let's see. I also played my New York Times games. And I also did a little bit of journaling. It was a very eventful nap time. It's just always nice. So we picked my husband up since I had the morning off, or since my daughter was at the babysitter this morning. I decided to hang out with her this afternoon and let my husband have some R&R. So we went to the library. That was really fun because there is some not fun things happening in the news, and I just needed to like be in a place that gives me dopamine hits, and that's always going to be around books. We got quite a few books for her and 2 for me, so we're going to have this little guy who's got all his books there. I haven't really used yellow. Good, so. Played outside for a little bit. And I just did not feel like cooking anything or making anything. It just felt like an emotionally taxing day because of the news. Yeah, it was just a lot. So we decided to get Taco Bell because I love Taco Bell, and it's like my comfort. It's my comfort meal. Well, I have other comfort like fast food places, but Panera's the other one, and we don't have Panera on the island, so it is what it is. And now we're caught up. Okay, I did ignore this for 3 days. It is now Sunday, like late morning, and I have not touched this page since Wednesday early evening when I was in here last, which does happen sometimes. Sometimes I do like just not touch it for a few days. I just really haven't been in my journal much the last few days anyway. And normally I probably would sit down to do it, but like with the added work of filming on top of it, I just like did not have the energy. I've just been very low energy the last few days. But we're just gonna go ahead and keep going and do what I normally do when I miss a few days. So when this happens, since it's Sunday, I usually just I kind of go backwards with what like I definitely remember, and then kind of go for the earlier days before that. So yeah, let's see. I woke up around 7-ish this morning. I did my New York Times games in bed, but then I went out onto the porch to do some like reading, and I also was like scrolling on my phone a little bit, but we're just gonna say that I was reading on the porch with my coffee. I love using these PaperBitsCo stickers for reading on the porch because I've got some plants outside. I've got like a little table and I have like a little chair, so these are just really cute and perfect for that. So I'm gonna put that for like right here and just write coffee and read. And that's kind of all I've done so far this morning because it's only 9 right now. So yesterday, let's see. I usually do like the big like things that happened that day. So we went to this like a little splash pad with one of my friends and her daughters. That was at like 2:30 to 3:30. So I'm gonna put splash pad. And then just gonna use my green pen to say with the Murphys. And then we also had a little beach picnic with them that evening, which was really lovely. I think I'm gonna use like this, my gold yellow color for that. It was around 5:30 to like 7-ish, so I'm just gonna put it right here. And maybe this tan Rytec pen. And then in here I just like went to the store to get a few things for it and was making food for the picnic. Then we put my daughter to bed shortly after we got home. And I'm telling you, I was so tired last night. I feel like I've slept a lot like overnight, but then I like still just don't have energy by the end of the day. So I just like I was watching TV. I was watching the Dragon Prince, and I straight up fell asleep on the couch, which just does not happen very often. I've got this early night one. Honestly, this is probably more accurate because I was just like bundled up on the couch and like we keep the AC cool at night, and I was just like so warm and snug in there, and I just fell asleep, you know? I'm gonna put that right here, and I am gonna put that I was watching some Dragon Prince. Like seriously, I never fall asleep while watching TV. So we'll put the Dragon Prince. Honestly, I could put both. I'm just gonna put 2 stickers down here because why not? I'm gonna put the early night one down there too. Yeah, and then let's see. I was doing my hair right before this, like while my daughter was napping yesterday afternoon. And I think I need to order more because it was wash day. If you have curly hair, you know what I'm talking about. Wash day is like a whole process. So I'm gonna put that right here. Tan Rytec brush pen. And I was also watching the Dragon Prince while I did that, but I'm not gonna write that down there. Right before that, we had lunch. So in the morning, I also was like reading and having my coffee on the porch. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and put that I was also scrolling because that did happen. And then the last half, I was doing some writing. Yeah, I was working on some more of my Substack email. I have some like laptop stickers, I think, which I don't use very often because I don't like work on the laptop very often, but I was like writing on the laptop and I had my little coffee. So we'll go ahead and put that there. And I'm just gonna keep this in black. And that's pretty much what Saturday was like. So I'm gonna go back now, and I did like write some notes of what I was doing because I do have it on. I use the journaling app on Apple phone lately to just kind of like write down my days and what's happening and add some pictures because I am really like back. I've just been feeling like I've been back journaling constantly, like a week behind in my journal for like 2 months. So if I don't like write it down that day, I just forget so many little things, and those little things are the things that I want to remember when I'm journaling, you know? So, like, yes, I have the overview of the big things, but it's the tiny things that I don't have pictures of necessarily that are things that I want to be capturing in my journal, as well as the big things, but you know what I'm saying. We did not go to Gymboree on Thursday, but we did go on Friday at 10. And then Thursday, we actually went to the Bishop Museum with some friends. I'm gonna use this one again. It's about 9. We'll put it right here. And then I also, this isn't like a big thing that I remember happening, but I do know that Wednesday after I filmed this and after we put my daughter to bed, I was just laying there doom scrolling for way longer than I wanted to be, even though I did a really good job during the day of not doing it. I think it's under couch bum maybe. I feel like this is like accurate to how doom scrolling makes me feel. I wasn't really rotting in bed. I was at my desk pretending that I was about to do some journaling, and then I just didn't. But yeah. Doom scroll. All right. I keep reaching for my stickers. I really don't think I normally put that many stickers on here. Maybe I'm being a little bit sticker heavy compared to the past, but that's okay because Thursday night in particular, I was having a lot of cramps and I was just like really not feeling great. I don't know if there's like a pain. I feel like that one's probably accurate to how I was feeling. Yeah, I'm just gonna use that one. Emoticons. See, that would have been after she went to sleep. It's the dark green one. And we also cuddled up and watched some Clarkson's Farm. So I'm gonna go ahead and add that over here that I was watching Clarkson's Farm. I'm also reading Give Me a Sign. Yeah, it's on audio. So sometimes I put the audiobooks under listening, but I'm just not going to right now. After this, it was lunch. Also dropped my husband off. We were originally supposed to meet at 9, but it got pushed back a little bit, so we just like walked around outside a little bit in the interim. And I'm pretty sure during her nap I did the same thing. Like, I was reading and playing my New York Times games and doom scrolling some more. I think it was about till 2-ish. Normally, like I said, I'm normally just more like I'll journal or like specifically do some reading or maybe clean up a little bit, and I just have just not been doing that this week. So y'all are getting the real life. All right, went to pick up my husband, and then we went to the commissary, me and my daughter, to grab a few things for dinner before we took her to gymnastics, which was a lot of fun. And then I made dinner shortly after we got back from that. Oh, actually, let's see, I'm gonna keep this right here because I started it at 5:30. But there was a half-hour period when we got back, and I just told my husband, I was like, I need to go just sit in the bedroom by myself for 20 minutes before I start dinner. And I was playing a Switch game called Tiny Bookshop that I've been playing recently. And so I'm just gonna go ahead and put that I was playing that right here. And then add that over here as well for playing. So fun. Then for dinner we had lettuce wraps in a bowl, or like lettuce wrap bowls with there was like a carrot ribbon salad I made to go with it too, but I don't need to put that on there. I don't think, yeah, we just went on a quick walk after dinner, and then it was time for her bedtime. Honestly, we go outside and walk around pretty much every day after dinner, so I don't feel the need to write it down every single time. Like, I ran out of space there, that's fine. I kind of know that it's gonna happen as long as we have time. Although after dinner on Friday, we just had leftovers. And it would have been right around the same time, like 5:30. We did go to a park nearby. That's really fun. And we played there for like an hour since we had some time before bed. I cannot believe how long this video is gonna end up being. And then bedtime. I really was I did a little bit of journaling after bed, but I was like so half-hearted, and I only spent like 30 minutes on it, which is okay. Like 30 minutes is great. That's a good amount of time. But my heart wasn't in it. So I'm just gonna put that journal and read. And then I went to bed before that. I was feeling all out of sorts again this morning from my period starting. So I was gonna go to a workout class that's outside, but the idea of that just did not sound appealing whatsoever. So after we had breakfast, my daughter's really been into cats and dogs and just like pictures and videos of real animals and stuff lately. So there's a documentary on Netflix just like about cats and like learning about them. So we don't do a ton of TV time, but we do pull it out occasionally. So I was like, I just need to like sit on the couch for a little bit. So we sat down and watched that together for a little bit, and then she kind of started playing. But I don't even remember what it's called. Like Inside the Mind of a Cat, I think. Yeah. And then we were just kind of like getting ready to leave and go to Jamboree. Then we picked up my husband a little bit early. had some lunch, and then I took a nap as soon as she was asleep for her nap because I was big tired. I think I'm just gonna do this one. I usually make that pretty big. My husband was home after that, so once we all were up and awake and everything, I think around 2:30, I took a bath, like a hot bath, and I was also talking to my friend Mason. And then we went to the commissary. To grab a few things, and we also got boba. And we watched a little bit more of the cat documentary before my daughter helped me with dinner. Ooh, I ran out of space there. I don't like how that looks, but oh well. Okay, so that's where we are for right now. I still have the rest of Sunday to, experience and fill out. So that will kind of be the end of it. But my goodness, this is turning out to be a much longer video than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be like 5 minutes for each day, which I granted is like 30 minutes still, but sorry about the yapping. It is like Monday afternoon, late afternoon now. Okay, so after I filmed, I did just journal for a little bit till about 11-ish when I took over baby duty. I put together lunch for my daughter right around then. Oh wait, that's 11, so that was more like right around then. And then again, we were kind of just like playing and hanging out around the house until her nap. I did try to do more journaling for the next hour. But I really just ended up watching more Dragon Prince. And then she woke up from her nap pretty early. She only slept an hour, which is pretty unusual. So I went in and tried to get her to go back to sleep. And she actually fell back asleep on me. And I was just like too afraid to put her back in the in the crib. So I just let her nap on me and I read on my Kindle while she napped on me, which I didn't hate. She doesn't contact nap very often, so when it happens, I don't mind it, especially since I had my Kindle. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that we had a little contact nap and read. And that was till about 2. We did do that hike at 3:30, but it really did not take very long, so I really did not, it did not take up all of the space, which is kind of a bummer because I totally could have used this somewhere else, maybe for like the beach picnic if I had thought about it. I don't know, I really like these little stickers. I'd like to still have one on here somewhere because it is cute. I don't know. But we're just going to take that off for now. So that time was just getting ready for the hike. And then we'll do this one. A loop hike. And I'm going to notate that it was, oops, there goes that. Hiking with Keiki, which is like a local hiking group on the island that kind of facilitates different hikes for different age levels with kids. And that was really fun, but like I said, it was really short since a lot of the kids hiking were a lot younger and just they don't have the stamina to be hiking over these like routes and up all that for long periods of time. So we decided to go get sushi after that. And I do have some sushi stickers, but I kind of feel like this is already pretty sticker heavy spread, especially on this side. Kind of went a little crazy, but we're gonna go ahead and use the Papermate Genki sushi. I think we're just trying to survive this last hour before bedtime. Just hanging around and playing. Oh no, you know what? She took a bath. I did a bath last night. Because she got so dirty on that hike. There's a bunch of red clay on the island and she got it all over her. So bath last night was a must. Was very necessary. Bedtime. And then I did do a little bit of journaling. And I watched Dragon Prince a little bit before we went to go lay down and watch TikToks together in bed. I don't do that every night. I like to brick my phone before I go to bed, so I'm not scrolling too long. But some nights it's like that's like our date. It's like we just lay in bed and watch like the same TikToks together. If you have kids, you will understand why that's the extent of our dates sometimes. So I'm just gonna put like cuddle and TikTok, and then I did read a little bit before bed, so put that there. The last thing over here, I wanted to put for loving. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna go ahead and put brick because this is my first full week using the brick for my phone. And my daughter has also been saying car a lot this week. She discovered that she can say that. So I'm gonna put that on here. Let's see, for eating, I don't really feel, I guess sushi bake was kind of like a new thing that we tried that we really like. I didn't really have any like snacks or like little treats this week that I felt like were profound in any way. So I'm gonna go ahead and put sushi bake because the fact that all three of us really liked it is really good. And really, I think I'm gonna leave listening blank because I don't remember any particular song or soundtrack that I was really listening to this week in particular. So yeah, the very last thing is, now that I have the rest of this filled out, there is some white space down here, and I really have tried to get over my fear, my phobia, my dislike of white space, and I can't. So I have some yellow washi tape that I think will look really cute there. It's just plain yellow. I don't know if it'll, you know what, actually, I have these yellow dot stickers that I really like doing like a little ombre thing with. Okay, so we're just gonna do a little, put that one right there maybe. They just kind of go from light to dark. It's slightly upsetting me that it is really upsetting me that they are like 3 in 1, that it's lopsided like that. So we're gonna make that a little bit more even. Okay, that's cute. And then I think I can add some of these other cutie little stickers that I have. You know, actually, Okay. That is done. Now we're done now. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this weekly plan with me. I'm sorry that this video is a million years long. I'm not sorry. It is a million years long, and that's the reality. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more journaling content from me. Thank you.